to kind of a couple of sprinkles there, but nothing severe. And then we are looking at mostly cloudy
Here it
skies. Maybe
is.
a sprinkler too. Things
The
stay just a
news
little bit
about the
unsettled.
coronavirus.
Winds out of the north and the northwest tomorrow. This is
That's
70
right.
tomorrow morning. So we're
The
looking
news
at
about the
temperatures
coronavirus.
in the low 70s. It's going to be a mild start to the day. It's going to be hot and sunny in the afternoon. But at least most of tomorrow will be dry. We won't be tracking potential for severe weather. So stay weather aware through 9 p.m. tonight. 7-day forecast coming up.
Here it is. The news about the coronavirus.
A popular fall event in Central
That's
Ohio
right.
will not be happening this year.
The
Up
news
next, the
about
reason
the
officials say
coronavirus.
they can't do it, and a look at plans to continue the celebration in 2021.
Since the Great Depression, Jennings Heating and Cooling has adapted to our customers' needs while maintaining the same level of personal care. When you need it most, we're here for you with 24/7 emergency service. In practicing safe and healthy habits, Jennings is now offering a free virtual visit with our team of trained technicians. Things may look a little different now, but our commitment to your home comfort needs remain the same.
Here it is. The news about the coronavirus. That's right. The
Every
news
morning,
about the
people of Ohio have
coronavirus.
the opportunity to wake up and start fresh.
We want to be a different kind of news channel, putting storytelling and community first.
Your morning news, weekday mornings on Spectrum News 1.
America, we want to help get you back to it. And here's how, with the Ford Promise. Visit your Ford dealer, finance a new, certified pre-owned or used vehicle through Ford Credit, and if you lose your job, you can return it for up to 1 year from the day you buy it. You can also get 0% APR financing for 72 months across the Ford lineup. Let us help get you back to it with the Ford Promise.
What if you had to choose between fixing your roof or buying food? Help us make emergency repairs for our neighbors. Text REBUILD to 484848.
Dinner with a Drake tonight? Alexa, ask me what to start my Encore GX. Four fillets.
You know this dinner's for their
Kids. Thanks for watching them.
Where's the pizza?
The first ever Buick Encore GX. Now everyone can get the GM employee discount on most 2020 Buick SUV models.
At Spectrum News 1, our goal is refreshingly simple: to bring you an accurate, reliable, and local forecast every 10 minutes.
Weather on the ones, every 10 minutes, exclusively on Spectrum.
The popular Circleville Pumpkin Show is officially canceled. The show's Board of Trustees voted to cancel it due to coronavirus restrictions. The board says it doesn't feel it could ensure everyone's safety at the festival, with nearly 400,000 visiting from across the country. The 2021 Circleville Pumpkin Show is scheduled for October 20th through the 23rd of next year. The Memorial Tournament is now underway at Muirfield Village in Dublin. 10 days ago, the PGA announced the event would be played without fans at Jack Nicklaus's course. Golf fans will have their eye on the Tiger, that's Tiger Woods, playing alongside fellow major winners Rory McIlroy and Brooks Koepka. Many of the world's best golfers will compete through Sunday for the chance to split a $9.3 million prize. There will also be be no fans at the upcoming LPGA event near Toledo. The Marathon Classic is August 6th through the 9th at Highland Meadows Golf Club in Sylvania. Tournament officials say a surge in coronavirus cases in Lucas and surrounding counties contributed to the decision. The LPGA Tour returns to competition the week before at Inverness Club in Toledo. Columbus Crew SD is back on the pitch tonight in the MLS Is Back tournament. The next match for the club after Columbus beat Cincinnati 4-0 last Saturday night. Columbus will play the New York Red Bulls tonight at 10:30. FC Cincinnati already won their match today, defeating Atlanta 1-0. As group play continues at the ESPN Wide World of Sports Complex in Orlando. Bypassing the CDC, the big change to how hospitals report COVID-19 cases and how it could change the data on the virus.
About it is being able to tell people stories. I spent a number of years in Cleveland and Cincinnati, and it's given me an opportunity to see every corner of the city. I want to empower our communities and redefine what a news channel can be.
Every morning, the people of Ohio have the opportunity to wake up and start fresh.
We want to be a different kind of news channel, putting storytelling and community first.
Well, it's really humbling to be invited to our neighbors' homes and help them plan their day.
Welcome to Your Morning News. I'm Sophia Constantine.
We saw a gorgeous sunrise out there this morning.
Let's begin your day with your weather on the one.
Your Morning News, weekday mornings on Spectrum News 1.
Voting is a lot more than just casting your ballot. That is the most powerful tool you have in our democracy. Every vote does count. It is your chance to make sure that your voice is being heard. Here at Spectrum News 1, you're getting the information that you need. You're hearing from the policymakers so that you can make the decision. The real impact is right there in your local community where you live. Decision 2020 on Spectrum News 1, exclusively on Spectrum.
We know changes are happening. We know there's more to be done. Now, as our community rebuilds, we'll continue to support each other, caring for neighbors and family today, so we can all be together tomorrow. We know none of this has been easy. Thank you, Ohio. We're proud to tell your stories every day. We are Spectrum News 1, exclusively on Spectrum.
I'm meteorologist Erin Carroll with a look at your extended forecast, but before we get there, we're concerned about severe weather out there this afternoon through 9 p.m. tonight. We've got a severe thunderstorm watch posted for all of the counties shaded in yellow here. It's possible, especially for the counties that are right up against western Pennsylvania. So we're talking about Ashtabula, Trumbull, Mahoning. We could get some isolated tornadoes out of some of these stronger cells. And even if we don't get those rotating storms, we could get some straight line damaging winds, some larger hail. The other big concern will be flash flooding. We've got some really humid, unstable air to deal with out there. So we could see a quick 2-3 inches of rainfall in a short amount of time. So flash flooding, damaging winds, and isolated tornadoes, all possible with any storm that fires up out there today. So stay weather alert through 9 p.m. tonight. Now, once we get sort of that last line out of here, between 9 and 10 p.m. tonight, we're going to be drying out as we head into Friday. We're going to be seeing mostly sunny skies by the afternoon, and it will be hot. So those storms will be ending between 9 and 10 tonight, moving off to the east. 70 degrees for the overnight hours, so really mild there. 87 tomorrow. It will be mainly dry. An isolated sprinkle or two will be possible. Let's take a look at these storms. This is 4 o'clock. These are some really strong storms starting to fire up here. These could be severe. They could have some gusty, damaging winds. Moving into Ashtabula, notice how they pick up in intensity here at 5 o'clock. So this is what I'm talking about. The closer you are to that border in Pennsylvania, the more likely you are to get in on some of the severe weather out there today. 7-day forecast. Once we get past today, partly cloudy, hot tomorrow, afternoon high 87. Take a look at these numbers over the weekend. Not only warm with afternoon highs below in mid-90s, but it's going to be humid as well. So it's going to be very muggy. That could spark some afternoon showers and thunderstorms. Weather stays unsettled for us for the early part of next week as well. Now we'll look at your storm track Doppler radar.
The Trump administration is changing the ways hospitals report COVID-19 patient information. They're ordering hospitals to bypass the CDC and send all that data to a central database in Washington. Our Rick Elmhorst is taking a closer look at this change.
COVID-19 patient information will now go to a database that the administration will control directly. That new shift has created some growing concerns from lawmakers and public health experts. The Trump administration is now sidelining the CDC, ordering hospitals to bypass the agency when sending COVID patient information to Washington. The new instructions were recently posted on the Department of Health and Human Services website.
This change happened ostensibly because the Department of Health and Human Services was not receiving data about coronavirus in hospitals quick enough, and it felt like they needed to speed up that process.
HHS will now collect daily reports about the patients each hospital is treating, which the administration says will streamline data gathering and the allocation of resources.
You know, it's impossible to forecast exactly what the implications will be, but there certainly doesn't seem to be good implications for the CDC.
While many say the CDC data reporting had flaws, some are raising concerns that the information would be politicized or even withheld from the public as a result of the switch.
The Trump administration already has ignored public health experts. They're not listening to scientists, and now they want to control the data to make it look like it's safer to go out, that maybe COVID isn't spreading as we know it is now, and this is very dangerous.
As coronavirus cases continue to spike across the country, critics believe the administration is rolling the dice by rerouting critical hospital data.
If folks do not understand the extent of the infections, the extent of mortality rate, they're not going to feel safe going back out. They're not going to feel safe going to work. They're not going to feel safe certainly going to school.
Hospitals will begin reporting coronavirus data to HHS effective today, and officials say the CDC will continue to be central to the federal government's pandemic response, even though they'll no longer control the central database. Rick Elmhorst, Spectrum News.
Zoom became the standard for remote work communication, and now they're expanding into hardware. The video conferencing software company unveiled a touchscreen device aimed at people working from home. It's called D10Me, and it's an all-in-one device that includes 3 built-in smart cameras, 8 microphones, and a 27-inch touchscreen. It can be used for presentations, annotation, and whiteboarding, and serves as a second monitor. It's available for pre-order in the U.S. and is set for delivery in August. The news continues on Spectrum News 1. After the break, we'll check your top headlines and take a look at your weather on the One's forecast. In the meantime, here's some things you may not have known about our great state.
Ohio Fun Facts are sponsored by the Ohio Senior Health Insurance Information Program.
Get excited for the plays, the rush, the cheers, the tradition. Get ready to put your business inside the action. Everyone is here for the experience. Because wherever your customers are watching, that's the stage.
Melendez, anchor reporter, Spectrum News 1.
Weather in Ohio is changing all the time.
We get winter one day and 60s the next.
At Spectrum News 1, our goal is refreshingly simple.
We bring you an accurate, reliable, and local forecast every 10 minutes.
We have an incredible, experienced team of people.
We don't just know about the weather, we know about Ohio.
You never have to wait for your forecast with your Weather on the One.
Weather on the One, every 10 minutes, exclusively on Spectrum.
Voting is a lot more than just casting your ballot. That is the most powerful tool you have in our democracy. Every vote does count. It is your chance to make sure that your voice is being heard. Here at Spectrum News 1, you're getting the information that you need. You're hearing from the policymakers so that you can make the decision. The real impact is right there in your local community where you live. Decision 2020 on Spectrum News 1. Exclusively on Spectrum.
We know changes are happening. We know there's more to be done. Now, as our community rebuilds, we'll continue to support each other, caring for neighbors and family today, so we can all be together tomorrow. We know none of this has been easy. Thank you, Ohio. We're proud to tell your stories every day. We are Spectrum News 1, exclusively on Spectrum. It's 4 o'clock. Have questions about COVID-19? Visit coronavirus.ohio.gov.
The vast majority of people can wear a mask, and we're asking them to do it, and I think we're starting to see some certainly movement in that direction.
Another day of more than 1,000 new cases as Governor Mike DeWine sidesteps issuing any new orders. Here's what we know. 19 counties are now in the red with alarming clusters of new cases popping up in both Athens and Delaware counties. Good afternoon and thank you for joining us on Spectrum News 1. I'm Molly Martinez. We're going to do a deep dive into the latest numbers in just a second, but first, let's get a check of your weather on the one.
Severe thunderstorm watches are posted for northeast and east central Ohio through 9 p.m. tonight. So for those highlighted counties, we could get some stronger cells that could produce some isolated tornadoes, damaging winds, large hail, and even some really heavy rainfall that could produce some flash flooding. Again, the main time frame for this will be from now until 9 p.m. tonight. We will be drying out as we head into the overnight hours. We'll be looking at mostly cloudy skies. Tomorrow the skies will be brighter and dry, but it's going to be hot, and get ready for some high heat heading into both weekend days. Temperatures tonight with mostly cloudy skies will be mild and warm. We'll be in the upper 60s and low 70s. Heading into tomorrow afternoon, we'll be in the low 90s. Now, we're going to start the day tomorrow with mostly cloudy skies, but as we head towards the lunch hour and into the afternoon hours, skies will be clearing, and we'll be seeing a lot of sunshine out there, but it will be hot and humid. Your next Weather on the Ones in less than 10 minutes.
More on the coronavirus now. Let's take a look at the latest numbers. In the last 24 hours, 1,290 Ohioans have become newly infected with COVID-19. This brings the total number of state cases to over 70,000 since this outbreak began. We're averaging about 16 deaths a day with 115 new hospitalizations in the last 24 hours. ICU admissions are also up with 21 reported since yesterday. 19 counties are now in the red, falling under that 6 p.m. mandatory mask curfew. This as Governor Mike DeWine continues to leave mitigation efforts up to individual citizens. He says where we are today is where Florida was a few weeks ago, and if we don't act now, we will be entrenched in this pandemic well into the fall. We're going to have more on the governor's briefing coming up throughout the evening. Transit authorities across Ohio implemented new safety measures to keep both their operators and passengers safe during the pandemic. But even with all the precautions, more operators are testing positive for COVID-19. Spectrum News 1 reporter Camry Nelson shares with us the extra safety measures being put in place.
Since March, more and more regional transit authority